Thanks for tuning in. We'll have some hard evidence today for you on the channel. Stand by. Well, thanks for tuning in to Ford Omni. This is the program UFOs, UAPs, and all things alien. Please subscribe if you like it. Give us a thumbs up if you like it. And stay tuned because we're going to have a lot of videos coming up, and we deal with hard evidence. We don't deal with hearsay or 95% of what you've been seeing on YouTube about UFOs and UAPs. So, we're going to take a look today at a photograph that was taken near Mount Ranier in the Cascade Mountains, and this photograph was taken by a friend of mine, and I've known this fellow for decades. He is not the kind of guy that's going to perpetrate a hoax. So I'm going to show you the photograph and a little bit of data behind it. And then I'm going to talk to you about some things that happened after he took the photograph. So this is the photograph, and you can see Mount Rainier. You can see some boulders in the foreground and another little small mountain there with trees. And obviously you can see the thing in the middle of the top there, the little black dot. That's the thing in question. I'm going to show you the metadata from the photograph, and you can see that in that little box to the right there, it says f/4.0. That's the f-stop of the lens. The 1/640, that means that the shutter speed was 1/640th of a second. So that's pretty quick. And the ISO was 200. Which that's the sensitivity of the sensor in the camera. So usually they go down to either 50 or 100, and the lower you go, the higher resolution. But you have to use more light, so that f-stop would have to be down to like 2.8 or whatever. So right now we're looking at the metadata, and that's a 5.54 megabyte photograph. It was taken, I think, with a Nikon. I think he had a Nikon 5000 or something like that, digital single lens reflex camera. So going back to the original photograph, that's it. And let's see, the zoom in, we have a little zoom here about twice, 2x, and you can see this object. This it appears to be between Mount Rainier and the smaller mountain there in the foreground with the trees. So I'm thinking maybe the thing is a quarter mile away or third or half mile away from the camera. All right, you can go back. There's another even further zoom in of the object. Now I'm zooming this in with an edit software. So when he took the photograph, he said he really didn't see anything through the viewfinder, except when he lifted his head from the tripod, he saw something whish out of his visual reference of vision. It whooshed off to his right and up, but he paid no attention to it until he started looking back through the photographs. And no, wait a minute, that's what I saw whish out of the frame. And this is a little closer zoom of the object. Now, he really didn't look at this closely until he got to his hotel that night, and he downloaded the photograph from his camera to his laptop. And this is where things get a little interesting. He emailed me the photograph. He says, hey, take a look at this. I thought, well, I'm a big skeptic, and it's going to take a lot to, convince me of anything in this subject matter, whether it be UFOs or Bigfoot or crop circles or cattle mutilations or whatever you're going to have to show me. So he emailed me the photograph, and I got looking at it. I kind of zoomed. I didn't do any enhancing or to make it a little clearer. I just sort of looked at it, zoomed in on it. I told him, I said, I don't know what it is. Very curious. He goes, well, this is something, because it was definitely in front of my camera. So that night, the next day, that evening of the next day, he went out to eat with the person he was with on the same trip. And this is after he's emailed me the photograph and so forth. And this may have nothing to do with this photograph at all, but someone broke into his truck and they stole his laptop. Only his laptop. They didn't take the bag the laptop was in. They didn't take the power supply for the laptop. They didn't take his camera. They took the laptop. Maybe it's nothing. I don't know. So, we'll go down here to number 5. In the same photograph, if you look over to the right, you can see a plane. Looks like an airliner, and it's obviously on the opposite side of Mount Ranier, and I would imagine it's probably traveling at 30,000 feet or so, so it'd have to be above the mountain. And this is a close-up zoom in of the plane, and that's my handiwork with. That's about as good as I can make a circle. I'm not an artist. I'm a cameraman, but I'm not that kind of an artist. So I take the image and I put it into a colored negative. Sometimes you can find details if you put a photograph, whether it be black or white or color, into a negative. And you can see over to the right, you can see the airliner. And you can see our object in question there in this position above the mountain. There's the colored negative of the airplane. And there's the color negative of the object. Now, you can sort of see there's something underneath. It looks like maybe something that's thicker than the surrounding triangular part of the object. Don't know. So this is an image here where I've drastically enhanced the color, so I can bring out some of the details of the bottom of the craft or the object. And this is what I come up with. So when I enhance the colors, when I over exaggerate the colors, there's 3 distinct colored objects underneath. 2 look like they're pink and 1's red. This is an enhancement I did that puts sort of a fake 3 dimensions to the object and also the mountain. It doesn't necessarily mean that is, the way it's shaped underneath, but it shows an enhancement, physical enhancement of the shape of the, of the difference in intensities and color and so forth. And there's a close-up of it. So you can see there's something possibly more intense around the edges and sort of down the middle there in a couple of spots. This is another enhancement I did, even more drastic on the color. And this is a close-up of the reversal, and you can see now the object has glowing green underneath. Now the original shows red, so this is not a depiction of the actual colors. This is a reversal, but it just sort of confirms that there's something underneath this glowing in different intensities and different colors. That's a little bit more of a close-up of that. And this is a close-up of the natural colors that I've enhanced it to the best I could with the software I've got. So you can see that this thing is maybe shaped like a triangle. Let me go back up here to the original. If you can see the original, it's much darker, and we go to the original as it's zoomed in, and you can see those three brighter areas underneath. And this is sort of a, I tried to enhance it, the resolution of it, and it sort of took away some of those colors, but you can still see on each side toward the back and toward the middle of the front, there is something that's definitely brighter. And we go back to that, and you can see in the original shot, there's different colors underneath. So, don't know what this thing is. I don't know why his laptop was stolen. I don't know if this is something that the U.S. is testing. He said, whatever it is, there was no sound. There was no exhaust plumes. There was no exhaust gases. There was no contrails behind this thing. It just came and went. So I've known the fellow that took the photograph, like I say, I've known him for decades. He's not one to make up stories. He's not going to tell me something that, you know, he's not going to fabricate something like this. I just know him too well. He's the kind of guy, if he leaves a restaurant and forgets to tip the waitress, he'll turn around if he's 100 miles away and go back and give her a tip. He's one of the best people, best genuine people I know and I've ever known. So this image is something I guess you can look at and try to determine, you know, maybe yourself what it is. I would enjoy any comments that you could add to this. Maybe you can help me understand what it is. You can leave a comment on this channel. I'll leave a link at the bottom to an email address you can use to contact me. But if you would, please subscribe, like the video if you like it, and let me know what I can do to help identify this thing. I'd love to know what it is. And on my channel, you'll see I've got the raw footage of the Tic Tac and the gimbal videos. There's no commentary with it. There's no music. It's just the videos. So take a look at the videos, see what you think. Please subscribe and give me a like if you liked it.